Today we have a blast of information coming your way if you are running a lead generation agency. Basically what we're going to be talking about is why funnels are important, what is the difference between a good and a bad funnel and why it actually matters, how to create a landing page, how to create a VSL script, how to film it. I'm going to cover this today because we have seen that there's a tremendous difference between someone who has a good funnel and someone who has a bad funnel with their lead generation agency. Here we have an example, and in this example we have an agency A and we have an agency B. And in this hypothetical thesis that we have created on our imaginary whiteboard in the metaverse, agency A has a good landing page and a good VSL. And then agency B in this example, so the right one here, as you can see here on the red, they have a bad landing page and a bad VSL. So what we have seen, and this is not just a thesis that I have made, this is actual data-based information that I have seen. We have built over 100 lead generation agencies in the past 7 months at our program, so I see this shit every single day. If you have an agency A and agency B, and both of them are in the exactly same niche and they have the exact same offer, so they are in the niche X, they have the offer Y, and they both send cold email campaign A, and that means they have the same subject line, same script, they have same follow-up, same call to actions, everything is the same. What's gonna happen is they're gonna book the same amount of calls from the script itself. But then, the difference maker. Some of the leads that they reach out to and some of the prospects that they reach out to, they're gonna see their email and they're gonna be like, this is really interesting. I think that this could be something that I could be interested about, but I don't want to book a call yet. I want to find out a bit more. So what happens is the interested prospects take the sending domain and they put it in their search bar and they go see the landing page. Agency A has a good landing page and a good video sales letter. So the prospects that land here, they immediately see clear headline. They know immediately, okay, this is what it is, this is who it's for. So it's clearly speaking to them. This is what we do, this is who we do it for, this is the end result. So they're like, oh shit, that's nice, I'm in the right place. Then agency A has a good video sales letter. So the prospects look through the video sales letter. And before watching through the VSL, they were a little bit on the edge. They were not 100% sure if they should book the call or not. They watch through the VSL and they get sold. They're like, oh shit, this is way better than I imagined. This sounds amazing. There's good qualification, there's good breakdown, there's value, there's a good offer. They understand the offer and how it can help them. They see the value. And they already can picture themselves getting good results with the offer. After the VSL, they go ahead and they press a simple button and they book a call. And because of this, agency A, they also book 3 extra calls from the traffic that goes to their VSL and landing page indirectly. So in total, they book 6 calls, and if they have a 20% closing rate, they get 2 new clients. Agency B has a bad landing page and a bad VSL. So the prospects who are a bit interested about it, but not interested enough that they will immediately book a call through the email, they go to agency B's landing page. The headline is shit and there's maybe some kind of a video, but it doesn't really explain what they do and they really don't see value and it's hard and complicated. They're like, shit, I don't care enough about this, and they drop off. So agency B only books 3 calls and 0 calls indirectly from the landing page in the VSL. So with 20% closing rate, they only get 1 new client. Actually, if we were completely honest, agency A with a better landing page and better VSL, they would also have a higher closing rate because the VSL nurtures those prospects before the call. But I'm not even taking this into consideration. As you can see, the difference is that the agency A with a good funnel, they have a double the results that the agency B has, but they are both doing the exact same amount of work. So agency A is just making twice the money from the same work. The difference between 2 clients and 1 client, that is not big. But in the long run, in the time horizon of 6 months or 12 months, when we are talking about 20 clients or 30 clients or 40 extra clients or bigger clients and bigger closing rates, then the difference stacks up, and the difference with a good momentum and good snowball effect, it can be hundreds of thousands of dollars. Your outreach campaigns will perform better, your booking rate is going to be higher, your prospects are going to be more nurtured before they hop on a call so you close more, your sales calls are going to be easier because they have already gotten a bunch of information through the VSL before the call, so you don't have to start from scratch immediately every time. You're able to charge higher prices because the prospects understand the value of your offer way easier because they have the VSL. Just by spending a few days making it, in the long run, you're gonna make hundreds of thousands of dollars extra. So you need to have one. And I'm gonna show you how to do one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hop into a landing page builder called card.co. There's like a bunch of good ones. I'm not even gonna go and list all of them out. They all basically work the same. It doesn't really matter what platform you use. You can use, like, you can code the website yourself if you want to. I don't really care. But I like using Card. Super cheap, $19 a year, and really easy to use if you're not that technical like I am. And then if you want to ball out a bit more, if you want to create something a bit more fancier, I recommend using ClickFunnels. But yeah, we're gonna hop in the Card and we're gonna create a landing page together. So here we are on card.co. This is what it's gonna look like when you create an account. This is the screen that you're gonna see. You're basically gonna have a lot of different template options that you can pick from. I don't really play around with these cool templates. You can do like something fancy like this, for example. Like, yeah, you could probably use this and make a cool ass website, but I don't really care. The actual visual aspect of the website, it doesn't matter. So I just always just create it from scratch, even though I'm really bad at it. But this way I know exactly what's gonna be on my landing page and whatnot. We open up Card and we open up a blank canvas, and this is what it's gonna look like. So there's gonna be 3 things that we are gonna need to have in our landing page. Keep this in mind. Only 3, nothing else, nothing special. First, we're gonna need a niche specific headline. So when someone lands on our landing page, it needs to be crystal clear what we do, who we do it for. Why would someone even care? Our landing page needs to answer that. You can use sub headlines and all of that crazy shit, but like the main thing is you just need a headline. First of all, if you want to make it a bit more bougie, I always like to do some like cool edits in the landing page. You can make it black if you're like really cool. So yeah, first thing that we do is we take the page, we put the position top, and then we can make it a bit more wide if we wanted to. So you press the plus sign and you add text. Amazing. So here we have our text bar. So what you do is you do 2 of these, so it bolds it, and then you write your headline. The better your headline, the more people are gonna watch your VSL. So make sure that you have a good headline. And if you don't know how to create a good headline, go study David Ogilvy, Eugene Schwartz, all of those DR copywriting legends. But for example, what you can do is you can just say, let's say our niche is financial advisors in the US, and our offer is that we help them generate an extra $55,000 in profit in 42 weeks using military grade personalized video outreach. That's a fucking cool ass headline. Don't use that, but that's our example. So what I always like to do is for financial advisors in US, how to generate an extra $50,000 in 42 weeks using a military grade outbound strategy. That is our headline. Boom. Really nice, really cool, really sexy. So then what we need to do is we need to, first of all, we need to make it visible. So let's make it white. Nice, that's cool. And then let's make it a bit bigger so someone can actually see it. And then let's make it pop a bit more. And then like you can tweak with the margins and all of this cool stuff. You can like make them, okay, like this doesn't actually work. I don't know how to do it. But yeah, like this is like, we can just add a bunch of stuff to it, but like I just like to keep it like super simple. Boom. And this is the first step, and always remember to save in between. So that's our title. Always remember to save when you're creating something, because if your laptop shuts down, you're gonna be fucking pissed. So now we have our headline. The second element that we need a video sales letter. At this point, we just need a slot for it. We haven't created the VSL yet. Press the plus sign and we're gonna press video. So we will have this video slot on our website. And what I always like to do is I like to embed it. I don't like to upload it directly to the website because it's gonna slow this page speed up. And then if it's really slow for someone to access your website, they're just gonna be impatient and they're gonna dip from your website. So make sure that you embed it. You can use YouTube, you can use Twitch, you can use whatever. I always like to go with Vimeo. I will go to my Vimeo and pull something up. Boom, amazing. So now we are back. You didn't see it, but I went to Vimeo and I pulled up one of my videos and I just copied the link of the video. And now I'll just paste it here. And you don't need to track, like if you use Vimeo, it will track it for you. And then autoplay, don't like it, unlike loop playback, and starting time should be at 0. And then just make it a bit bigger like this, so they will see it immediately. And then the last thing that we need to add to the landing page, it's gonna be the third element, which is gonna be a button that someone can press when they are interested enough so they can book a call. So again, we just press the plus sign like we always do, and we press button. And here we label it start scaling. We can make that into our call to action. And what you do is you can just put your Calendly link here. So when someone presses the button, they will get redirected to your booking link. And then just make sure that you can see the button. Let's just make sure it's solid. Yeah, label only. And then you can add like an icon to it if you want, like a cool icon. Doesn't really matter. And just make it big so it's easy to click. So just make it like this. Nice. That's amazing. Now we have a button as well on the page. And this is gonna be our landing page setup. As you can see, it's amazingly simple. It literally has 3 things. It has a niche specific headline, it has a VSL, and it has a book a call button. And then that's really the only thing that you need. That's like what we always use for our coaching clients and also for ourselves. And because the website is so simple, there's really main 2 factors that really do the heavy lifting. First thing is the headline. The headline needs to be good. And how is the headline good? The headline basically is good if you have a good offer. So you need to understand your market. You need to understand the sophistication level of your market. You need to understand the market awareness level of your market. You need to just understand your niche and your market that you're in. So you're able to make a headline that really interests them. Of course, in the beginning, when you make your first landing page, it's not going to be as good. But then down the line, when you take discovery calls, you work with clients, you find out pain points, all of that stuff. Then of course you go back and tweak the headline to be more interesting and more specific to them. So it always gets better. And this is again, if you have watched my other YouTube videos, you know that we always talk about the feedback loops. This is again a feedback loop. We do something, we get feedback, we use that feedback to make it a bit better. So first you need a good headline, because if you have a good headline, then people are interested about watching the video. And then the most important thing is the video. You need to have a good VSL script, otherwise all of this stuff is going to be completely useless. So your VSL script needs to be really good. And the delivery of the VSL also needs to be good, because otherwise if it's just robotic and unnatural, it's also going to be a pain. Then like when you're ready with it, only thing that you do is you just do publish to custom domain. You put your domain here and then you go to your domain provider. So for example, Google Domains or Namecheap, and you add these into the CNAME section. If you're not 100% sure how to do this, just go to card and just press how do I do this, and it's gonna give you like exact tutorial on what buttons to press and what steps to take. It's extremely simple, and again, if I'm able to do it, you're able to do it as well. I'm just gonna publish it to a card URL, and I'm just gonna do Levi Eerola example so we can see what it looks like right now. And now when we go to our website, this is what it looks like. Basically, I just took an interview that I just did with one of our coaching students, John. We helped him get to $14,800 a month in 3 months. So I just took this video and put it there. So as you can see, we have a headline for financial advisors in US, how to generate an extra $50,000 in 42 weeks using a military-grade outbound strategy. If you can actually make it a bit better, I would say $50,000 in profit. Only claim these things if you know how to make them profit and not just revenue. Someone's like, oh shit, this is cool. They go, they press play, they watch the video, the VSL sells them, and then when they are ready to hop on a call, they're interested enough, they just press the button. And as you can see, the button takes them into a scheduling call where someone can go ahead and schedule a call with you. So now the last thing that you probably all have been waiting for is the video sales letter, how to script it, how to create it, how to film it. For the format of the VSL, there's like really, in my opinion, 2 ways to do it. You can either make a slide, so you can make like a Google Slides or a PowerPoint presentation and you can use that. Or then you can just write it in a Google document and film the Google Doc and like just read over it and like show it around. And that's what I always do, and that's like what 80% of our coaching students do as well. So you can just do a Google Doc. It's also a bit easier to run. First thing that you're gonna have, it's gonna be the niche specific headline, so the hook. So in our case, our niche specific headline would be this: for financial advisors in the US, how to generate an extra $50,000 in profit in 42 weeks using a military grade outbound strategy. That's gonna be our niche specific headline. Second thing, we're gonna have social proof / a case study. Obviously, if you're starting out, you won't have a case study. So what you can do is you can reference to a public case study, or you can just provide social proof in another way. Maybe you have some personal accomplishments in the financial advisory industry or whatever it might be. The main idea here is now we have made a fucking bold ass claim, so we need to back it up. They're like, oh, what is this guy talking about? 50K profit in 42 weeks for a finance? Like, how does he know? So then we just need to give them a little bit of a proof that we actually know what we do. Then identification. So we go over, okay, who is this for? So person viewing the video, they're like, oh shit, I'm in the right place. When you list down their pain points, their desires, their dreams, fears, goals, failures. Background story, again, a bit more credibility, just telling who you are. core concept. So basically, what are you doing? Action steps on the core concept. Option 1, option 2. So do it alone, do it with us. Benefits of working with you. Features, so basically how it works. Having a call to action, then adding some urgency and scarcity to it, adding a bonus, adding a guarantee, summary, and again a call to action. So first thing here, so a niche specific headline or a hook. Amazingly important. Your prospect has just landed on your landing page, and if you don't catch their attention quickly, they will leave the site and they won't watch the VSL, and it's going to be a missed opportunity to get them as a client or get them in a call. So it needs to be targeted specifically for your niche, and it needs to be bold and big enough that someone gets interested enough to start watching. So if it's like just broad, like we help all companies, like it won't like really hit home. It's not going to be like, oh, I got to watch through this. The better you know your niche, the better headline you can write since it truly hits their pain points, desire streams, or fears. And the main structure, like for example, what you can use, how to go from state 1, so basically the state that they are in right now, how to go from struggling with client acquisition to state 2, generate an extra $50,000 in profit in time frame 42 weeks using mechanism, using military grade outbound framework without negative outcome, without having to spend tons of money on ads. So there's a bunch of different headline variations, and this is a really good template to follow. So for example, for B2B SaaS founders, how to go from $100,000 MRR to $300,000 MRR in 41 weeks using personalized video outreach without having to hire any new SDRs. And then if down the line you find that your niche's biggest pain point is in hiring new SDRs, and it's in fact relying on referrals for new sales, you could just change it to without having to rely on referrals. Then, boom, social proof case studies. Now you have made a bold claim in your headline, and your prospect is probably thinking, this is bullshit, what does this guy know about anything? Again, this is gonna happen. So you need to show some social proof and case studies so they know that you're a credible source to learn from and listen to. Otherwise, they just won't really take you seriously, and they just won't pay attention during your VSL, so it's going to be basically all efforts wasted. If you have a case study, that's amazing. You can just use this framework. This is the same strategy that company X used to go from state 1 to state 2 in Y time frame after struggling with Z pain points. So if you have a case study, you're just like, yeah, I'm going to show you today in this video, I'm going to show you how to do niche-specific headline. This is the exact strategy that we use to help company X to go from painful state 1 to an amazing state 2 in Y time frame after struggling with Z pain point. No need to go super in-depth on these, just quickly show them that you know what you're doing. And if you don't have case studies, there's 3 things that you can do. You can either use your own experience in the field from a career or studies. So I have been in the industry for 10 years, and this is like, I know the industry insides and out. So they're like, okay, this guy probably knows what he's doing. Second things, you can use awards or achievements you've gotten in the niche. So if you have won some awards or some shit. And then third thing is public case studies from others. So for example, you can find an article like this from Leveling Up. You can find a lot of these public articles. And here, I think the example that I used was LeadFuse. So here's a public case study from LeadFuse. So you can find a public case study and you can use that. And then you can say, this is the exact strategy that Justin McGill, the founder of LeadFuse, used cold email to grow his company revenue to $30,000 a month in 12 months. So you can use public case studies. Of course, won't be as powerful, but it will get the job done in the beginning. And of course, if you don't have a case study, your main goal is just to get a case study and then recreate the VSL with that case study. And yeah, if you have things like you have like worked in the industry for a long time, you can say things like, this strategy is built on what I've learned from working in companies like X, Y, and Z for the past 7 years in my career as a software developer. Third thing, identification. So then you want to list out who is this for. So before you introduce the content of your sales letter, you need to call out the audience and identify with the prospect. And this is super important to showcase to the viewer, because then they will feel that they are in the right place and that you understand their situation. And also it will get rid of the bad prospects. Because if you say that, yeah, this is for you, if you're a financial advisor doing between $20,000 and $40,000 a month in revenue, this is for you. And then if they are a fucking construction company founder doing $2 million a year, they're going to be like, this is not for me. So you are going to get a better lead quality in your calls. So for example, you can say things like, so if you're a B2B SaaS founder who has just raised a seed round and you're looking to break the 3 million ARR mark before the year ends, then stick around. And you can go really heavy here. If you want to have a really interesting Thanksgiving story the next Thanksgiving when you're sitting with your family, if you want to finally get rid of that fear of not fulfilling your full potential and never making it as a financial advisor like all your friends have done, then stick around. You can go really deep here. But if you're not 100% sure on those, pain points in the beginning. You can just do one thing if you're a financial advisor. Then background story / credibility. So here basically what you need to do is answer, who are you? And second of all, why are you talking about this? And basically here we just want to increase the credibility, like just show that we are the real deal. So the prospect will get more reeled into the video and working with us. So you can use things like track record, achievements, school, awards, career. You can tell your story, how you built the solution. Usually how it goes is first you're doing something, then you find a problem or you have a problem. Then you can't find a solution for that problem. You go and create it yourself. It works really well. Others start asking about it. You sell it to others. You start selling it to more people. So that's usually how the story goes. Might not be the exact case with you, but that's usually how it looks like. So you can just tell your background story. Yeah, so I did this and drop like credibility bombs. I studied this. I graduated doing this and I have won this award. So you just drop a quick credibility proof on them. And then now you have basically set the stage. You have given them a bold claim. You have shown that it's true. You have made sure that they are in the right place. You have given them a background story about yourself. So now it's time to introduce your core concept. You basically need to present your mechanism. So if you're selling, for example, cold email lead gen services, you first need to sell them the idea why you can generate leads with cold email. Because if they don't really buy into the mechanism that you're using to deliver results, they will never buy in their offer. If they don't believe that cold email works, they won't buy a cold email offer, no matter how well it's done. So again, here we need to understand our niche's awareness and sophistication level, and then educate them on why your mechanism is powerful and how it works and why it works. So if the niche is more sophisticated and more aware and they understand more about, for example, cold email, you need to introduce a new angle to it and a new unique mechanism why your mechanism is better than anyone else and why your way of doing cold email is better than everyone else. And you just need to basically give them value and explain the mechanism and sell the idea of doing, for example, personalized video outreach at scale. And then if your sophistication and awareness level are a bit lower, you might just have to sell the idea of using cold email. And again, you're going to learn the sophistication level and market awareness level, first of all, by watching my videos to learn how to do so. Second of all, just doing market research, talking with your niche, taking discovery calls, and it's going to be blatantly obvious on how well they understand it and how well they don't. And here you don't really need to give them the exact step-by-step introductions for doing it. You can just give them a high-level overview of what it is and why it works, and that's going to be completely enough. Obviously, they won't be able to comprehend everything that you go over it, so it doesn't really benefit them, even if you give them really in-depth information. And yeah, if your market is high on the awareness and sophistication scale, you need to come up with methods and strategies that they haven't seen before and show that it's the better way of getting results. For example, if the market is super aware and sophisticated and they have seen these Legion cold email offers 1,000 times, then you just need to come up with something else. This is a new thing and you have never seen this and this is how it works and why this is the best way to do it. Then when you have gone over your core concept, you will give them basically an option 1 or option 2. So you show them 2 alternatives. And you need to have a logical point on why they should work with you instead of just doing it themselves in-house or hiring someone else, for example. So for example, what you can say is, now you can start building your own cold email system in-house. However, you need to spend thousands of dollars in tools, months into learning all the small nuances in the process, and spend 2 to 4 hours every day into managing the cold email campaigns. Or you can start working with us and start getting results in the next 2 weeks from starting without you having to do anything. So it needs to be logical. You have this option 1, do it yourself, painful, expensive, hard. Or you can do it the option 2 way, which is working with us, easier, faster, better, cheaper, more efficient. Then you give them a bit of benefits. You need to sell yourself a bit more. Now they're this is the first time that you have pitched yourself. So you need to paint a picture in their head on what happens if they work with you. Don't focus on the features of your service. Talk about the actual end benefits. So don't say, we will get you 20 email accounts. We will scrape you a list of 1,000 leads. We will send cold emails for you. We will do 5 copywriting angles. No one cares yet. You need to actually give them benefits. So for example, when you work with us, you'll be able to go from 100k MRR to 300k MRR in 7 months. You'll grow so fast that you will be featured in Inc. 5000. You will have investors reaching out to you daily since you clearly have a product with demand. You can focus on building a better team without having to focus on lead generation. And again, the better you understand your customer profile, the better you know what benefits actually are interesting to them and what not. So if you know that every single person you work with, like for example, every single financial advisors, if you know from just talking with them that everyone wants to buy a Lamborghini and drive around being the best financial advisor in town, you can use that as a benefit. Then you can finally present your features of your offers, and you need to make them make sense based on what you explain the core concept part of your VSL. If you have introduced them a mechanism of using personalized video outreach at scale, you need to make sure that all your features make it easier, faster, better, or cheaper to use that mechanism. So for example, we craft all of these videos for you automatically. We will handle all the technical setup for you. We will handle the sending. We will handle the inbox management. And like that way, like every single feature that you have, they're like, okay, this helps me to use this mechanism easier, faster, or better. So it makes sense to work with you. And also you need to give a monetary value to all your features, so it anchors the price in their head, because otherwise they won't understand how valuable it is. For example, we will do the whole technical setup for your cold email campaign. Normally this would cost $1,500, but now you'll get it in the whole package for free. Now you have shown them everything you need to show them to get them sold on your mechanism. Plus, you have proved them that you are the best option to go with to use the mechanism. So basically, the last question that you really need to answer is how to get this. So you make a call to action. So if you're interested in seeing how we can use the system for your company, click the button below and book a 30-minute discovery session for us. In that session, we'll go over your company, your situation, and if it even makes sense to work together on this. Boom. So make a call to action. Then, of course, humans, we are gonna procrastinate, so you need to give them a reason to act right now instead of putting it on the side and then coming back to it later. So for example, if you only work with a certain number of clients at once, or if you plan to increase price in the future, let them know about it. And make sure that it's real. Fake urgency and fake scarcity will always do way more bad than it will do good. So make sure that you give them real urgency or real scarcity. We can only work with 5 clients at a time, so make sure that you book in your spots now. Or we are increasing our prices on the 2nd of May, so make sure that you get in before that, so you don't have to pay more than you actually would need to. Throw in a bonus, so they're like still like a little bit on the edge, so give them a bonus to push them past the edge of booking a call with you. And also, by the way, if you book a call with us right now and start working with us right now, we will give you the 5 first calls that we schedule. They will be completely free, so you'll be able to test our services a bit. Drop in a guarantee, so they might be thinking like, oh, what if I hop on a call and get sold something and it isn't as good as they're describing here? Make it a no-risk option, risk reversal, so give them a guarantee. Also, of course, we back everything by a complete money-back guarantee. If you don't make 3x ROI working with us in the first 90 days, or if you don't get results X, Y, and Z, we will refund you everything, so there's no risk that you're gonna lose money with us. Do a summary. So now we have like just done, give them a bunch of shit. So to summarize everything together, if you work with us, you will get X, Y, Z features. You will get this guarantee, you will get this bonus. There's this urgency, call to action. Book a call and you will get all of this. And that's basically how you create a VSL script. Just write that in a Google document. Dry run it 5-10 times, make it like really natural, actually learn the script and make sure that you have the neural connection to the script so you know what's gonna happen, and record it until it's really natural. So you don't want to be like reading it like a robot and stuttering between the script. Like it needs to be good performance, because otherwise the engagement is gonna be shit and no one wants to watch a bad video. So practice it, dry run it, do it over and over again until you're happy with it. You can edit the ums and ums out from the video if you want to, but it's not really necessary. You don't really need to edit it more. Few tips: have a good microphone. So if the voice quality on your VSL is bad, it's gonna be really annoying to watch and the engagement is gonna be bad. And if you have a good web camera, or if you can connect your iPhone to your laptop like I do, that also works amazingly well, just to make it a bit more professional. But the main thing, learn the script, go through it like really naturally, have the Google Doc right in front of you. Just don't like fucking read it like a robot. If you sit here and read like, if your offer has a bonus, bring it up. No one's gonna watch that. It's gonna be like complete waste of time. And remember, the landing page can double the money you make. So even if you spend 5 days creating it, in the long run, it can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue. So take time to create a good landing page and a good funnel. No need to make it fancy. No need to do crazy graphics. No need to do crazy edits. Good headline, basic landing page, good script. Learn it, deliver it naturally. good microphone quality, good audio quality, throw it on the landing page. Every time when you learn something new about the niche, so every time when you learn that their pain point is actually something else, or you get a good case study or whatever, you get some feedback from the market, go back, create a new VSL script, create a new headline for a landing page, film it again. I guarantee you it is worth it. That's how you create a VSL, create a landing page. If you want some extra help with it, like I already mentioned, we run a coaching program called agentvelocity.io. In there, we basically help you build a $10,000 a month lead generation agency. We have taken guys from 0 to 15K, 0 to 14.8K, 0 to 18K in 4 weeks. That's actually what we did with one of our guys. So you can see here on the screen, bunch of results that we get across the board. In Agent Velocity, we basically teach you how to pick a niche and pick a niche with you, create an offer with you, we create the landing page with you. I go personally through your VSL script, edit it, format it, give you feedback on it, help you film it, make it super smooth. We give you our cold email frameworks, we edit your scripts, we help you with campaigns, we help you with sales, you do sales training. Basically, what I'm trying to say is when you work with us at agentvelocity.io, there is no way that you won't build a 10K lead generation agency if you just do the stuff that we tell you to do. So if you're interested in doing that, go to agentvelocity.io, see the stuff that we do, watch through the materials, read through some of the stuff. We have a bunch of resources there. And then if you're still interested, book in a call to see if you're a good fit. We don't take in everyone. Thank you for watching this video. I truly hope that you enjoyed. It was a pleasure to make it. I really had fun. I don't know if you if you noticed that. I was in a pretty good flow. See you later.